My name is Lucey. I'm a qualified chartered accountant and I currently work in the finance department of KBC Bank Ireland. I hold a Bachelor of Commerce degree with Spanish from UCC and I completed my training contract with KPMG. Well, I definitely can't claim to have had any childhood dream of becoming an accountant. My route in was almost accidental. I didn't choose the accounting stream in my final year of commerce. However, when the milk round process started, I applied to the big four accountancy firms, primarily to get interview experience for the career I thought I did want. Somehow I managed to impress them enough with the KPMG interview for them to offer me a place in their graduate training programme. I accepted straight away, but it was really only months later, coming to the end of final year, when everyone else was looking for jobs, that I realised I'd actually managed to nab something that could be the start of a great career path. There are definitely pros and cons to training with one of the bigger accountancy firms compared to a small practice or industry. For me, I think there's great benefit in the formal training structure within the big firms. Yes, you do go in at the very bottom of the ladder and you will spend a lot of time photocopying in your first 6 months, but there's a great structured, focused approach to developing you into a great accountant. Also, as the big firms tend to take on a large number of graduates at the same time, you can't help but gain a very wide circle of new friends. On the flip side though, it is very, very hard work. If you train in audit, your life outside work tends to grind to a halt around the end of October and not restart again until March. Despite all that though, I wouldn't change it for anything. Completing a training contract far outweighs anything else. It is very tough, and when you're stuck in the middle of it and you're balancing working long hours and trying to study for exams, it can be hard to see the wood for the trees, but it's a qualification that once gained will stay with you for the rest of your life. After I completed my training contract, I stayed on in KPMG for another couple of years, but moved into the business advisory consultancy side of things. This was the really exciting, jazzy, sexy work compared to the audit, and I loved it. I was very lucky and got to travel to and work in some brilliant places and work on really exciting projects. For example, I spent 6 months in the UK working on a project with a UK police force, not the typical type of work you would expect an accountant to be doing. When I'd qualified, I didn't head off to Australia or to Canada to travel or to work, but a lot of my accounting friends and former work colleagues did. And the feedback from them was always very positive. A Chartered Accountants Ireland qualification is recognised almost worldwide, and Irish qualified chartered accountants are very well regarded abroad. I made the move from practice into industry just over 3 years ago when I joined KBC Bank Ireland directly from KPMG. It was a big move. There's no comparison between practice and industry, and there was definitely a big settling in period. The financial services sector in Ireland has gotten a bad name over the past couple of years, but I have found it a really good place to work. Yes, it is very hard going, but working in a challenging, dynamic and fast-paced environment means that there's the constant opportunity to learn and to develop yourself. I've been lucky and have worked in a variety of roles within the finance team since I started, and have gained exposure to different areas of the business. My current role is focused on producing management accounts. The main growth areas for accountants in the financial services sector at the moment that I would see would be in the areas of risk and compliance. These probably wouldn't be the typical areas that you think of when you think of jobs for accountants, but I think they're a good example of how the skills that you learn as an accountant are transferable across a limitless range of industries. Being analytical, a good communicator, a good team worker, results orientated, or being organised are a desired skill set in almost any industry. Being a chartered accountant means that you can belong to a vast number of networks. These can be both formal networks, such as the many member networks run for us by Chartered Accountants Ireland, or informal networks, such as your former training contract colleagues or your classmates if you come through the Elevation programme. These networks, combined with the technical and business skills and knowledge that you gain as part of your qualification, will enable you to adapt to whatever future role you set your mind to.